What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video we are going to be putting some suede onto the dash. Now I'm currently working on a couple of projects and a couple of videos, but I figured this is one of those things that you guys probably want to see, since I know everyone keeps asking me to make videos on the right hand drive swap and everything I've done so far, and I'm trying to get some videos out that way I can kind of show you guys what I did. But like I said, I'm still in the experimenting phase, so there's a lot of things that I'm going to be revising and redoing that I just don't like the way they came out, because like I said, when I tried to do this whole thing, I was just experimenting. And I know some people don't understand the purpose of this truck, but like I've mentioned in a couple of videos, the only sole purpose of me purchasing this truck a couple years ago was because it was salvage title and I got it for $1,000 and it ran, and it was super cheap to the point where if I went drifting and I crashed it, it wouldn't really suck because it wasn't a super clean truck. It was already pretty beat up, and it gave me the opportunity to have a platform where I could just learn. I know that a couple of people ask me, what's the best project car to get, and realistically I would just say to get the cheapest possible car you can find that runs. That way you can experiment and have fun and try things out, and that's kind of like I keep always emphasizing what this truck is. It's just for me to kind of, if I want to try something, I try it on this truck, and if it doesn't go well, then oh well. It's not my daily driver. I don't drive it much. It's just to simply have fun and screw around and do what I want. If you guys ever see this truck in person and you see some things that are pretty rough, just know that they were more than likely my first time trying that. So one thing that I'm going to be doing in today's video is I'm going to be wrapping the dash in suede, or at least attempting to, because the method I tried when I initially built this dash, I'm not pleased with the way it came out. Right-hand drive conversion is still not done, especially in my eyes, but it is good enough to the point where I can drive it. And I've driven it around town and it's fun. I've driven it to a couple meets. It's good. But there's just a couple things that I want to change. And like I keep saying, the dash is one of them. So what I did with this dash, I'll kind of explain because I only have time-lapse videos of this. So this is the original hump that was on this side, and the dash is the original dash. But pretty much what I did is I cut that hump out. I cut the glove box out over here. I put this hump back over here. I fiberglassed the whole thing, and that's pretty much what we're working with now. In order to try and replicate kind of a factory dash setup, I used some foam, and that's what kind of I got it to build up and smooth it out a little bit. Now you can see over here I had a little bit of a issue with the sun. It kind of started to expand the foam, and that's what happened there. So that's one of those things that I'm not really happy with, but I can't really do much to, because I don't really know how to fix that. And another thing, I don't really plan on making this a show truck, so something like that doesn't really bug me. I just didn't want to see a aluminum panel, which most people do, so I think this is definitely way better than the aluminum panel, even as the way it sits. And obviously I don't have my gauges in and my center console and all that, so it looks a little bit worse right now because I'm about ready to take the dash out. But once I have those things in, it looks a little better. But what I've used is this plastic vinyl leather stuff. So it looks like it's textured, and it is a little slightly textured, but it's pretty much a vinyl. And I'll show you guys right here is a good example. It's just simply vinyl, with double-sided tape or tape. And I put this on with the heat gun, and it looked good, but it's just a little shiny in my eyes. I got the matte or the semi-gloss finish, I think, and it's just too shiny. So what I'm going to try to do is the suede. So in my eyes, with the suede, it'll be able to hide a little bit more of the defects that are on the dash right now. And if it comes out any better than what I currently have, I'll be happy, just because I don't like the glare of the dash right now. So if I have, a suede or a matte finish, I'll be happy with it. And I know you probably could. I remember when I was trying to look into doing the right-hand drive conversion, a dash alone from Japan was going to run me about, I want to say it was like $700 at the time. And keep in mind, this is a cracked dash, and it's only the top half of the dash, not anything else, not any of the bracketry, nothing, just the foam pad. It was about $700, and it was about another $1,000 to ship. So that was just the dash. That's not including anything else, and that to me was just too expensive for what this truck is. Now, if this was a show truck, I wouldn't mind paying that, getting a nice quality dash, making it all OEM, and having it doing it legit. But like I keep saying, this is not the point of this truck. The point of this truck is just to have fun and screw around. I'm at the point where I really just want to clean up the interior of this truck, because it is just really bad. Initially, I took all of the interior out because it was an original brown interior truck, so I took everything out. and I started kind of piecing everything. You could see I have all of my gray stuff, but once I did the whole right-hand drive conversion, pretty much none of the stuff I have works anymore, so I have to build everything up. Honestly, there's no real big point in putting a full interior in this truck when I'm just gonna drift it and have fun. All I really cared about is having a dash, just because I can't stand driving a car without a dash, so that's the only reason I have a dash. The rest of the interior, I don't really care. I know I haven't been doing such a good job at filming, but I did make an angle kit for it. I did get the turbo setup all working good and everything, so this thing is pretty much ready to go drifting now. The Walda diff is in, everything is ready to go. I just need to kind of do a couple more buttoning up things, and then we should be ready to go to the track. So hopefully in the next year coming, we'll try and get this thing to the track and have fun with a couple of you guys. I'm gonna be completely honest, I have no idea what I'm doing. So I think I'm just gonna leave the vinyl on, since under that is just foam, and I don't know how well it's gonna stick to the foam, so I think it'll stick to this better. And this is already pretty stuck on, or well adhered to the foam, so I think I'm just gonna put it on top. I'm not even gonna bother fixing this because I'm just gonna spend forever trying to get all these little divots out, and they might even come back, which they already started coming back a little bit over here. So I'm not gonna be too picky with this. I'm tired of looking at the shininess of this. That looks 1,000 times better than what I was expecting, to be honest. Like that, I was not expecting it to look this good, and this just blew my mind away. I don't know why I didn't do this initially, because this is just, it's so much easier to fold it and crease it in the tight spots, and it doesn't want to stretch and do all that. It actually conforms to where you put it. And I think the thing that mainly helped is the glue. With the other one, it has its own glue to kind of stick, almost like a sticker, like a vinyl, but it's just not strong enough like the glue that I'm using. Now, I used this glue, I think it was about 12 bucks, and honestly, it was just a waste of money. Maybe because it's not meant for this, but it was just, it didn't work. I sprayed it, you guys probably saw in the video. Sprayed it, peeled it off, and that was it. And, it didn't stick, there was no residue, it wasn't sticky or anything. So luckily I had this in my garage from a long time ago, from a headliner that I was trying to do. I don't even remember where I got this thing, and I don't even know where you could be able to get this, but I used the whole entire can. I'm gonna do some research, see if I could find this maybe on Amazon, and that way I could put a link for you guys in case you guys want to use this, because this thing is super strong. You guys saw that as soon as I sprayed it, it just super thick and tacky, which is honestly good. And I honestly think this is probably about 7 years old, and last time I used it was about 7 years ago, and the tip wasn't clogged, which was, you know, I thought it was going to be clogged, but it wasn't. So yeah, I'd highly recommend this 581 foam and fabric spray. Do not buy this one, or maybe if you have you know, if you've used it and it works good for you, then I guess it works good, but this is 1,000 times better. What I also screwed up on is I didn't get enough. Now, I was just being stubborn, and I thought, you know, there's no need to buy so much. A little bit is enough. And obviously you can see I didn't have enough for the edges over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if the pieces that I cut off are enough to just place it right here on the sides. And if it's not, it's no big deal. I'll go back and I'll buy some more, since I bought this at Joann's. And for the sheet that I bought, I believe it was 1 yard by 1 yard maybe. And this was about 12 bucks. So it wasn't bad at all. It was dirt cheap and it looks super, super good. So bummed that I didn't do this first try, because this just looks super good. And I know when I did the initial one with the vinyl wrap, I was just completely bummed and I just didn't want to drive the truck. Just looking at it bummed me out. But this is like super nice. Of the dash all wrapped with the suede, now I have to paint these. Now I don't have any of the black interior paint, so I'm going to try to just use some satin black paint that I have for the meantime. I'm going to come back and scrub these really good and use the SEM black interior paint, because I'm also going to be painting my door panels black along with my center console. So I'm going to be getting that paint anyways, but right now I just want to see what it looks like. I'm really excited, and obviously the brown just doesn't look good on there. Well, turns out I do have some, so that's perfect. You can see brand new can, and it's black. So we're gonna use this to spray those little pieces. Alrighty, well, here is the finished product. And like I keep saying, this thing came out way better than what I was expecting. It's not perfect for sure, but it's definitely a lot better than what I was anticipating. Now, these pieces over here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the extra that I have and then put this over here, just kind of cut a straight line. That way I don't have a little fold like this. So I'm gonna cut a little higher to do that. But right now I don't have the same glue that I used. I ran out, so I have to find some. I did find it on Amazon, so I'm gonna order up a couple of cans just to have for whenever I want to do a project like this. So I'll do this sometime during the week, but I could do this with the dash being installed. So I'm gonna install it real quick just because I really want to see what it looks like. And there it is. There it is. That's the final product. Now these little pieces that I have up here, I'm gonna have to trim the tabs a little bit, since on the factory dash they're a little thicker, because on the factory dash there's more foam than what I have. So technically my dash is a little bit thinner than what the original one should be, and that's why they have gaps, and they're not allowed to click into place. So I'm gonna try to trim them. I already trimmed that one over there. You can see that one fits a little better than these on that side over there. I just have to take it off and trim on the bottom of those. But once I trim those, they should sit flat and click into place. But I think that it came out pretty good. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I highly recommend you guys do this over any other setup. Like I said, this was super easy and it looks really, really good. I think the next thing I'm going to do now is try to get my door panels. Since I do have some of that black interior spray paint, I'm going to use that on the door panel so I can paint those black because they're gray. So I might as well just do full black interior, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And then I have to also make new seat rails to mount my driver's seat and the new now driver's side. So if you guys have a US model driver's seat, stock driver's seat in really good condition for a hard body, for example one of the stock ones that goes on this side, let me know, because I do need one for my passenger. So now today I can't go get any materials to make the seat brackets since everywhere is closed, but tomorrow I'll probably get out of work, go get some materials, and then I'll probably do that. And if you guys are interested in doing and watching a video, I'll probably make a little short video showing you guys how I did those, because the way I did these, they're pretty good. I just don't like the way they came out. I want to make them a little bit taller, and I want to make them a little bit thicker, since these do have some flex, and I just don't want them to flex at all. Plus I have a little bit of a different way that I'm going to be mounting the seat, which I think is safer and a little bit sturdier. So we're going to get that seat mounted over here, and then I'm also probably going to be getting an aftermarket steering wheel, just because I've always had the stock one, but now it kind of just doesn't fit with the whole vibe of the build. It just looks a little weird having a stock steering wheel. So probably going to be getting an aftermarket hub. For anyone wondering, the hub you can use to run an aftermarket steering wheel is for a Nissan 240SX. So anywhere from like 89 to 98 hub should fit on the hard body hub in order to fit an aftermarket steering wheel. So we'll be doing that, probably a quick release. And then I also want to do at least a little main hoop on the back so I can mount some harness, because this whole time I've had a bucket seat, but I've been using my stock seat belts like these, which is obviously not a good idea. So I finally got some harness, have some Crow harness I'm going to be installing, but I need to figure out a way to install them because I have nothing back there to mount them to, and I'm not going to mount them to the floor because that's extremely sketchy. But I figured you guys want to see some hard body content. I know you guys have been DMing me like crazy, telling me to post some hard body content, and I've just been super busy, so I haven't really filmed anything of the stuff I've been doing. And along with the whole right-hand drive, once I do finish everything and I change what I want to change, then I'll post a video kind of explaining how I did it. Because right now, half the things that, like I've said this before, half the things that I did, I'm not really a fan of how they came out, so I'm going to be redoing them. For example, this dash, I didn't like the way it came out initially, so I'm going to be fixing it. I fixed it in today's video, and I'm showing you guys the revised way of doing it. That way you guys can do a nice quality looking dash versus that vinyl stuff. But that could have just been me that I failed, you know, I don't know. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video and hopefully found it useful. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.